Alright, hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at slug styles and slug bases and try and give you guys an explanation of the different base functions and how they're going to have different characteristics, what those are, and just kind of some of the features of some of the different slugs, why we offer them, and what you might want to know when you're picking through them so that you can pick stuff that's the right length and is going to work in your rifle. So I'll put up a bunch of different pictures, kind of taking pictures of the different base styles. You'll see here I've got them lined up. These are all different slugs and they all have slightly different weights. Some of them have really different weights, and that's all due to the base style. Alright, so first off, let's take a look at hollow base. I have these kind of roughly broken up into kind of the shortest slugs that I typically get good results with to the longest slugs that will fit in most magazines, and then there's obviously weights and varieties that are bigger and heavier than this that won't fit in magazines. But just for comparison's sake, so this here is a deep hollow base, and these deep hollow bases are really good for low power rifles. You can see here 23 grains. This still has enough bearing surface to chamber properly and stay centered in your barrel, and they're really good for rifles that don't have excessive power to be able to get things up to speed, like some other guns would be. Like if you're shooting an impact or something that's got 50-60 foot-pounds in 22 caliber, then you don't really need to go with the hollow base. In fact, they don't really like being pushed super hard. And then here's another variant of a hollow base. This is kind of a more high performance hollow base. You guys can't really see inside of there, but this is a TC hollow base. This is the same size slug as far as length goes, and you can see it's a little bit heavier at 28 grains. These slugs do a lot better at high speeds. These will fly 950, 980, no problem. They're less finicky with muzzle blast and those kinds of things, so they're a little easier and more forgiving. They also handle with choked barrels pretty well. And then moving out of the hollow base selections, we have cup base, dish base, you guys can see that there, and then flat base. So to give you guys kind of an idea of, oops, I did not have that recording. So to give you guys kind of an idea of the weight difference, these slugs are all about the same length. So with the deep hollow base, we have 23 grains. Oops. With the TC base, focus on that, we have 28 grains. And then going into the cup base, we're at 33 grains. I believe the rest of these are all right around 33 grains. So that gives you kind of an idea of the same length slug, but using a hollow base is substantially lighter. So it's a good weight reduction slug, and that also lends itself to the lower power levels so that you can still get up into the 800s, 850, 880 is about the top that you want to go with the hollow base. The TC base you can push quite a bit faster and still get really good results. Then moving out of the traditional kind of flat base styles, this is a rebated boat tail. This one here is a hollow rebated boat tail. The hollow rebated boat tail aids in keeping the slug a little bit better balanced, pushes some of that weight forward, so these should track better at long ranges. It's also a good weight reduction technique. If a solid hollow base or solid boat tail is just a little too heavy for your rifle, then the hollow boat tail will give you a little bit weight reduction on that. Then, let's see here, we've got our LDC slugs. This was a 23 grain slug cut in half. So you can see there's very little base behind that bead there. And what's going to happen when that hits is it's going to pretty much completely just self-destruct, and there's not going to be a lot of slug left. And so the benefit to that is that you don't get a lot of penetration. You're not going to get over penetration, and you're not going to get like pass-throughs that have a lot of energy left over. And then this is just to kind of show you another cut in half LDC. This is a 36 grain, so you can see it's got quite a bit more lead behind the bead there. That lead behind the bead will shear off and continue to penetrate another maybe 4 or 5 inches beyond what the lighter weight LDC will do. And as you keep going up in weight from that point, you'll have a bigger core that will separate and continue to penetrate, and you'll increase your penetration power. We offer the LDCs in pretty much all of our slug styles. So, you know, if you have a slug that's working really good, like it shoots accurate, but you want maybe a little bit more expansion or knockdown power, then you can get an LDC version of that slug that's going to shoot and chamber the same way, but give you that extra expansion that you're looking for, if that's what you're looking for. LDCs I typically would kind of keep at small game. They're going to open up and expand very, very quickly, so they're maybe not going to be ideal for large game, like medium and large game predator hunting, but they do a great job on small game. For larger game, I would probably just stick with the solid slug, get more penetration and equal expansion. Then we have our cavity point slugs. And basically this is similar to an LDC, but without a bead, it's just a cavity. We only offer these in 249 currently. So the rest of these are all 250 diameter, and the 249s we offer a cavity point option. And those shoot really well out of a lot of different guns. The FX really seems to eat those up quite well. Alright, so I chose 25 caliber for this. Everything on the table right now is 25 caliber, and I did that because that's what we have the largest varieties in. So we have different hollow points in 25 caliber. We have all of the different bases in 25 caliber. We don't necessarily have every one of these bases available in every other caliber. The 22, 217, 218 is pretty much identical to this setup. So that'll give you guys kind of an idea. The TC base exists in 30 cal, 357, and 457. And let's see here. I'm sure I'm missing something. We also have in 25 and 25 only, we have 2 different hollow points. So this is our large hollow point. This is what we put on all of our LDC slugs. If you want us to make the smaller hollow point like this, let me see if I can put them both in camera here so you guys can see the difference. If this doesn't work out well, I'll just put a still photo in here. So this is the wide hollow point, and this is the normal hollow point. Both of these expand really well. This one obviously expands a little bit faster than this one does, but we will cover more of the terminal performance of slugs in our next video. So hopefully this kind of gave you a little bit of insight as to some of the different forms and functions of the different bases, what we offer, and if you're trying to do something, especially the hollow bases, that's going to be the most radical change in accuracy. Once you overpower the hollow points, they really will open up to like shotgun pattern groups, and if you're experiencing that, either tune your gun down to about 850. Shoot them like pellets. Shoot them like you would shoot pellets, and you should get much better results. If you want to shoot with more power and you still want that lighter weight slug, then I would completely recommend the TC base. That is a very forgiving, good all-around performer. And then if you're shooting 50 foot-pounds, 45 foot-pounds, and 22, then the flat base, dish base, and cut base will be probably your best slugs. And you can change up the base on them, and that might give you a little bit of change in accuracy. So if you're getting good groups, but maybe you think you can get them a little bit better, and you're having a hard time tuning your gun to get rid of it, maybe try a different base type in that same slug and see if that doesn't clear things up for you. Let's see. So the purpose of these videos is kind of just to keep them short, informative, pass on a little bit of information, and then in the next following videos we'll dive a little bit deeper into each topic and explore things a little bit more. I just don't want to make these videos too long to where you guys get bored with them and you just want to move on. So I think with that, we're going to wrap this video up. Well, before I didn't really explain the hollow base. One of the other functions that this hollow base has is it really opens up and seals inside your barrel very well. So it'll help, we've had guys say, oh, well, the slugs kind of fit a little loose in my barrel. Is that going to be an issue? The TC and hollow base have a lot of flare potential and will help create a seal and expand to take up some of that extra space in your barrel if that's an issue that you're having. Alright, so that should about cover it for general base information. We'll continue to do some more stuff on this topic in the future. In the next video, we're going to take my Condor out and we're going to shoot some of these different slugs into ballistics gel, and kind of I'll walk you guys briefly. We're not going to go too in detail about it, but I'll show you briefly how I kind of set my Condor up for it. That's going to be my primary testing rifle because it has a Lothar Walther barrel that is very popular across many brands, so I feel like it makes it a fairly good general test rifle. So anyway, that's going to be our next video. Will be ballistics terminal performance testing, and we'll be using some of the slugs that we used in this video, as well as maybe taking a look at some of the other ones, some other calibers, and that kind of thing. So if you guys like this, let me know. Give the video a thumbs up. If there is something specific that you guys would like to see or know about or see tested here, please let us know in the comments. I'd be happy to try and do that for you guys. So until next time, shoot safe, stay healthy in these crazy times, and I hope we can get some more questions answered for you guys. Alright, we'll see you next time.